This is the 1980 audio profile of KFRC San Francisco. The 610 team, four-time winner of Billboard's Station of the Year Award in the 1970s, continues to hold its grip on the contemporary radio audience of Northern California. The new decade brings new challenges, and KFRC is ready with America's most honored air personality lineup. This is the 610 Air Team on KFRC.
Dr. Don Rose on KFRC at 825. Yeah. I used to have wavy hair. Now, of course, it's waving goodbye. Back when I grew up, I used to wear a crew cut. Of course, later on, the crew bailed out. Yeah, right. I remember one time I went to a psychiatrist. While I was telling him nobody ever took me seriously, I noticed he was giving me a hot foot. I got a nice letter this morning from my fan. Dear Dr. Don, every time I ache, every time I feel bad, every time things are really going terrible for me, I go to my wife and she puts her arms around me and caresses me and soothes me until I forget all about the pain. Gee, that sounds great. You don't suppose you could send her over here, do you? 20% chance of rain today. Last time I did that, had an unfortunate accident happen to me. This guy with his whip came in right off the street. Oh, gee! Where did you come from? The whip. 46 at Sacto this morning is KFRC, Woman in Love. That, of course, from the movie The Pussycat That Licked Cleveland. Speaking of entertainment, let's see what's on TV today. Major General Hospital. Dr. Wendell removes a fur ball from the notorious cat burglar. Dr. Don Rose at KFRC in San Francisco. I'm all right. Reminds me of an old girlfriend I used to have with a wooden leg. In fact, I still think of her every time I get a splinter. Oh, and if you're planning on going to a nude beach this weekend, watch out for kids with slingshots. Boss says you have to take a totally hip attitude towards the ladies you invite to your apartment in 1980. Says they have to be cool in the kitchen, laid back in the living room, far out in the bedroom, and real gone in the morning.
Ho, ho, ho.
And now, Rick Shaw. Rick was telling me he's never been too lucky with the women. Says even in his dreams they say no.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. 9 o'clock, I've got the best music at KFRC, San Francisco. Getting back together again. That's more than half the fun of it all, huh? I know you've been back together again before. Reunited with Peaches and Herb on KFRC.
Since 1905.
Remember the Midnight Cowboy movie? Going to make some recollections here. Ratso Rizzo and more. Nilsson on 610.
Everybody's talking.
No, this is not the Hofbrau. I'm sorry, sir. You'll have to leave. I'm leaving, too. This is Rick Shaw. Have a good afternoon with Mike Novak.
I want some ribs.
How you doing? KFRC San Francisco. Mike Novak. Hey, I got some tickets. Hang on. KFRC. Why quit at just one? Find a lovely two. Take them both. KFRC. Cruising. Just put the key in the ignition as long as you don't go too far and use too much gas. You're going to be all right. Go for it.
Baby, let's
KFRC. I love you more than I can say and more than I can pay, too. How about tomorrow? Leo Sayer, 1247.
KFRC San Francisco with the best music. It's 4 o'clock, and I am Mark McKay. In the next 3 minutes, if you hear a sonic boom, it's just this song breaking the sound barrier on the way to your radio. Police, the do-do-do, the da-da-da, on KFRC. KFRC, I haven't been this excited since the day I scotch-taped a picture of Lonnie Anderson to the inside of my shorts. Here comes the boss, Bruce. Oh, yeah. This one is so sexy, you better leave the room. I think your radio wants to be alone. Rod Stewart and Passion. Oh, yeah. It's the kind of song you should listen to when you're with somebody else. Rubbing your hands all over their body. Well, Well, if there's nobody there, you can rub your hands all over your radio. I could use a massage right about now anyway. Just treat me gentle, will you? This is Together at KFRC. Oh, yeah! Mark McKay had a good time today, giving away a $15,000 Z-card to Rudy Moreno of Daly City, who told me he has been listening to 610 since Merv Griffin was a disc jockey here.
Ooh, that is outrageous. How long ago was that?
About 30 years, I think. This guy must be as old as Dr. Don Rose.
He's older than I am. I'll tell you about it. Oh, you out of here or what?
I gotta take the train home. That doesn't seem right. I gotta give me a ride home, right?
Yeah, well, at least you get to be a gentleman, offer all the ladies a seat.
Right on your lap.
KFRC. Hi, I'm Bill Lee, the night jock letting it rock who can't moan. I mean, for the next 3 minutes, I get to chaperone 3 tasty pointers through the airwaves of 610. Here, Bonnie, grab my arm here. This is the control room. And over there's the engineer. He's a little shy.
When I first saw
KFRC turns the party lights on, and it's only Monday. You know, if it's up to me, I'd say bombs away. Let Cool and the gang have their way. Celebration City, folks, on 610. Uh-oh. Somewhere we must have taken the wrong road. I mean, we're headed straight down the commode with a load of sins that wins us an all-expense-paid trip to hell. Well, it's AC/DC on KFRC. KFRC. When the elevator breaks down and you got power trouble, don't you wish you were around ready to satisfy on the double like Paul Nicholas is? Planning to leave the 7th floor smelling funky? Oh, folks, she's quick with a stroke and light up your smoking. Down on Broadway, they call her Chamby Camberlain.
KFRC San Francisco with the best music. It's 10 o'clock, and I'm Candy. KFRC committing rock and roll crimes of passion with Pat Benatar. Uh-oh. Go ahead. Hit me with your best shot. I only ask one favor. Would you miss? I'm terrible at ducking. KFRC. Every once in a while, you get to thinking about things gone by, times past. It's okay every once in a while, but if you do it all the time, it gets kind of strange sometimes. Al Stewart. KFRC. I was just having thoughts about what would happen if the police ever stopped me driving down the freeway and asked me any kind of question. If I answered da-do-do-do-da-da-da-da, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
KFRC promotions are big and reflect the excitement that is San Francisco in the 1980s. The Golden Gate Bridge, symbol of San Francisco, the gateway to America's #1 city. As the new decade begins, the bridge belongs to KFRC.
Here's my $1.
No, ma'am, your toll was paid by KFRC.
Huh?
KFRC has abolished all tolls on the Golden Gate Bridge for the first 80 minutes of 1980.
Can we do that track one more time?
The studio musicians are ready.
Okay, is everybody ready to go?
The producer is at the controls.
Okay, guys, let's roll.
And you are there as record-making history takes place. Nicolette Larson. KFRC is the problem whipper.
I need some cash to pay my bills.
I say whip it.
I'd love a weekend getaway for me and my wife.
I say whip it.
All my records are scratched. How about some new ones?
Whip it good.
In 25 words or less, describe your problem and tell KFRC how we can whip it. KFRC looks into your future. It's shortly after 4 p.m., Friday, November 7th, 1980. You're driving around town when you notice you're being followed by an unmarked car. To relieve the tension, you turn on the radio for some music. Of course, the dial's already on 610.
KFRC.
After a couple minutes,
I'm following a car with a KFRC bumper sticker license number.
it's your car.
Pull over to win a new Datsun 280ZX.
Fantasy? This KFRC Collector's Composite, written and narrated by Mark McKay, produced by Ron Hummel, executive producer Jerry Cagle. KFRC, a top 40 pioneer in the 60s, a top 40 leader in the 70s,
We do it for you on KFRC.
a top 40 powerhouse in the 80s.
KFRC.